I'd like to share a little bit about my experience of God's grace in relation to being offended, specifically in relation to being offended on behalf of somebody else. Now, we can be offended in many different ways. We could be literally physically attacked. We could have people accuse us of things that aren't true. We could have people who go out of their way to ruin our hopes and dreams or sabotage our plans. There are many ways that we can be offended. We can be betrayed. We can be lied to sometimes. And in all of those circumstances, when we are the one being offended, then God's grace is more than enough to give us His grace to find that place of being able to forgive. It doesn't necessarily mean letting somebody off the hook, but forgiveness is more for yourself than for the other person, so that you don't live with the poison of bitterness and resentment. Unforgiveness is like taking poison and expecting the other person to die. And God knows this, and He wants us to be able to forgive like He forgives. And when we are the one who has experienced an offense, then He gives us that grace to be able to forgive that person or that offense. However, if something happens to my friend, and my friend is offended, if somebody does something to hurt my friend, or even my husband, or God forbid, one of my children, if I pick that up as an offense, I don't have the grace that is necessary to carry that. That's not my offense to carry. It's not my offense to forgive. I can't say to the man who broke my daughter's heart, "You owe me an apology." He didn't do anything to me. His offense was against my daughter. It's my daughter who has the grace to deal with that, hypothetically, as an example. So when the offense is against me, God's grace is right there to help me to forgive that person and to heal and move beyond that offense. However, if I pick up something that isn't mine to carry, if I get offended on behalf of somebody else, I wasn't the one who got hurt directly, so I don't have the grace there to walk in that place of healing or hurt. So I recognize that, and when I recognize that, I know it's time for me to recognize I've picked up something that isn't mine to carry, give it to God, place it in God's hands, and ask for His help to let it go, that it isn't mine to carry. Ask for Him to help me trust Him in the situation for this other person who I care about, who was offended in some way. And that's where I say, definitely God gives us more than enough grace to deal with whatever comes about in our lives. It's just a matter of recognizing, am I picking up what is mine to carry? Because if I'm picking up what is mine to carry, then God's grace is more than enough. If I'm picking up something that is not mine to carry, whether it's an offense or it's a job or a position or a role, I will not have the grace to carry that. Hope this makes sense and that it blesses somebody out there and brings freedom to someone listening to this. God bless you. Bye.